dragons.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like that's one of the decks that got because Warlock decks in general did not get all that much from TGT, and like some of the handlock variants, like the demon handlock that has been getting popular. How many new cards does it really utilize? I don't think there's any.
Not that I remember. No, I mean you don't play
Yeah.
Dark Bargain or the Crusher Void guy, or like there's
Yeah.
really nothing in there that's TGT.
Yeah, so Malygos Warlock, while the other Warlock versions, like maybe Zoo got Gormok the Impaler, but even that is kind of like, is it an improvement? It's tough to say for sure. But Malygos Warlock got a little bit better.
So Stardust opted to tap instead of going for the Zombie Chow.
Yeah, doesn't really do all that much here, I guess. Like he knows that he's up against the handlock, so like the upside of playing Zombie Chow, it's very
Pretty
tiny.
much null, yeah.
Yeah,
Picked up a
almost
BGH. It was good that he dug through his deck for BGH. It's like BGH and Owl, probably two of the most important cards for him right here.
Yeah.
Alright, you play a Void Color. I'm gonna play your Drake. I know that's what you want to play, but...
Yeah, that Drake also, that one toughness bigger than it would have been if he opted to go for the Zombie Chow on turn 1 or 3.
Yeah, so do you expect Thais to go for Owl Coil, or is Giant even ever viable? I feel like the Owl Coil is
It's pretty
miles
sweet.
better, but
Yeah.
I have to
think
ask.
I think it's pretty sweet. He can still, he can even tap with that, right? Yeah, he can,
He could tap, yeah, you're right.
yeah, he can tap, so next turn, I'm like counting his cards just to make sure, but yeah, he can do that, so the Giant will still be great on the following turn.
Yeah, what's actually really scary too is that he's got the Doomguard now, as opposed to just the Void Caller to bring out, so he's eventually guaranteed to get that Doomguard out.
Right.
For
He could also,
probably
instead
no
of tapping, he could go for a Mortal Coil. No, not Mortal Coil. He could go for a Dark Bomb and trade with the kind of trade. I mean, it doesn't die, but attack into the...
Oh no, this is too good.
Technician and
You
bomb.
play double, like you could play a Giant next turn with the Dark Bomb Coil,
Yeah.
and
I like
possibly
this.
the Doomguard.
yeah.
Yeah, this is sick.
I like this better than the... But it would have been an option for sure to go for that Dark Bomb.
No coils for Stan though. He's looking for
No.
them probably. This would be a pretty good opportunity for him to use them.
Oh. Not Void Color. Oh man.
You're hoping for Mal'Ganis with BGH, but I don't think you can afford taking that risk, because if it's not, then you get punished.
That's right. Trading down the 3-2 for the 2-1. Doesn't really feel good, but maybe something that he had to do.
Alright, so we're looking at the he's not gonna get the opportunity to go for the Dark Bomb Coil that was envisioning last turn. But he definitely gets, I mean, if he gets Doomguard, he can go for the Dark Bomb Coil, but he has to get 50-50.
But it's not bad getting that one out either. Sure.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, I'm sure he was hoping for the Doom Guard, because that's pretty sweet to get out there. And to make sure that you won't discard anything. And the charge, pretty good. But not too bad with the Void Color.
So BGH coin silence trade, or do you keep the silences for the? I think you have to use the owl here. Otherwise,
Yeah, you go for it. It's too scary. There could be something really bad coming. Like for example that Mal'Ganis or Jaraxxus too. Like, every single demon
It's bad,
it's
yeah.
very scary.
So Hellfire Dark Bomb's an opportunity here for Thais. He can always clean up the board. That's what I like about this kind of matchup, is that it goes back and forth because of life tap, giving each player so many options. They can play the control game both sides, but I feel like the control game usually belongs to the handlock.
Yeah, seems like he doesn't wanna do the Hellfire, even though he has to. He's leaning towards just playing the threats. Probably Dark Bombing the BGH after that, or he could go Drake into Dark Bomb too. That is not an
I kind of like this though. This is
Yeah,
a
me
good
too.
play.
You do want to cast a Dark Bomb, because you cannot tap. You would burn a card. You would burn your next draw a card. So it was like Dark Bomb, or it's just like not Dark Bomb, not tap. And the Dark Bomb with the 4-2, that's good enough.
I was expecting the Azure Drake Dark Bomb trade, but apparently he's gonna opt for the Chill Maw.
Interesting. Maybe it's because it's so clunky to play later on.
Yeah, there's a good reason for actually like playing it right now.
Yeah, seems decent.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
your
not
Drake
too
would
crazy.
live theoretically. I mean, you're exposing yourself to Shadow Flame into Drake, or something along those lines. Like if you expect him to have the 4-drop, but you've seen 2 Void Callers, so
Yeah.
maybe you don't play around that too much. I really like the Dark Bomb here, though. It's a pretty
Yeah.
clean kill. It's just that when Malagos, you kind of need that Dark Bomb for lethal.
Yeah, he probably, like, the reason why he's not playing it is because he wants to save it for the Malygos so badly, hoping to top deck that Emperor and maybe go for the Malygos Dark Bomb Soulfire on turn 9.
Alright, so... The Doom Guard is actually going to cost Thais 2 cards guaranteed because the Owl was played from Stamp, which was actually a great play.
Yeah, now the Doom Guard is just sitting in the hand. I don't expect to see that played anytime soon. You really don't want to burn it or discard anything. So here for 8 mana. Drake.
Double Hellfire, go face.
Drake Defender is pretty sweet. He saw an Owl come down on the Void Caller already.
Yeah. It's only weak to like a Shadow Flame play. But I mean, I guess you kind of have to take that risk at least. You remove the spell damage. So.
But it's not even perfect because it only would deal 4. So like abusive Sergeant into Shadow Flame, that would do it. That would actually be insane, but he doesn't have that just yet.
Alright, the Imps are gonna try to put up a defense against Thais, but I don't know how much, like, if that's enough ever. These little 1/1s were pretty cute, but that's about all they are.
3 pretty fair on the implosion. That 5 then Drake, oh my, it's pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean, it gets a free kill on the Twilight Guardian.
Yeah. Looks like a decent Emperor. Why would you not Emperor here?
I really like the tap Emperor play.
Yeah, me too.
It looks, you're never gonna get more value out of it than right now, I think.
Yep. It's just like Emperor, one of those cards that when you have an opportunity to play it without worrying about too much, like a particular play that would mess you up, you should usually do it. Not always, but quite often you should just go for it if you can.
Yeah, and I'm actually wondering right now, like, is Dragon Warlock just that good now? Like, could you actually bring it back and defend that play? I mean, that deck? Because, I mean, it's working out for Stan somewhat. It's keeping up with the handlock pretty well.
Oh, that's the Emperor. That is the card he wanted to see. Now, in case that there is no... hold on, how much is that?
Is there lethal? Yeah, I'm looking at Thais' hand. Yeah.
So it's
16.
17 damage would have been from a Standardachi. But now, from Thais...
He's 1 mana off lethal, man. 1 mana, because he could Dark Bomb for lethal if he had 1 more mana.
That is correct.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Where's Innervate when you need it?
But as it is, I think it's a pretty damn good Shadow Flame.
Yeah, I probably would just take the Shadow Flame. It's too good not to take.
Yeah. So on the 5/7 Drake, I guess you want a Shadow Flame for 5, so you can't like blow up anything else.
Yeah, you go full phase, then you go Giant Shadow Flame, I guess. Unless you want to kill your Drake that you're dropping now.
Yeah, I guess that's not enough to like
to get a
block
good
that one up. So Twilight, play the new Drake, taunt up the Emperor and the new Drake, blow up the old Drake. It's pretty solid, and he knows he's playing against the Malygos Walk, so I don't. Thais has to be aware of the burst potential of Standardachi, so probably not tapping. If he taps here, he would actually lose the game.
Yeah, he's just gonna go all in and try to set up lethal for next turn with as many minions as he can on the board, assuming Stan wants to go for some kind of defensive play. And Stan still doesn't have lethal. Even if he picks up another damage spell, he still doesn't have it. And I think that's gonna be it. Thais,
that's exactly it. Like Standardachi has 14, right?
Yeah, the extra Emperor trigger was enough. That's it. You just go Hellfire, Hellfire, Dark Bomb, Doom Guard, and I think you perfectly.
Exactly lethal.
He was 1 mana off, but you know what he did? He just got the extra reduction from the Emperor to actually compensate, and that's gonna give Thais the lethal. He's doing life coach math right now.
There's a 15 mana worth of stuff that he's playing right now because of the Emperor discounts. Oh my goodness.
Yep, Thais gets the win. So first game is gonna go to Thais, which it shows that, you know, even though Malygos Warlock might be fine, Handlock is still reigning supreme with those 4 mana 8/8s.
Yeah, Standardachi just was unable to answer all those threats. There's so many threats coming in from the Demon Handlock. It's just like the answers were not there. It was not enough.
Yep. So Thais has got the Druid and the Tempo Mage. What does Stan queue up here? Do you think?
He could queue up anything, I guess. Like, it doesn't really, I can't see any, like, particular mind games that he should queue up a particular deck here.
How good is Malygos Warlock against Druid? I have to assume the Twilight Guardians help a bit.
Yeah.
But how much, really? Oh, it looks like we're gonna see Tempo Mage versus the same Warlock from Stan.
After watching that game, I'm feeling like the Demon Handlock is actually like pretty heavily favored in that, because it's just the minion quality, like playing those 8/8s and like the Void Callers and all. It's just so much more powerful than the Twilight Guardians, for example, are in that matchup. Twilight Guardian, well, that's a 3/6. I mean, yeah, it's not bad, but when there's something like 8/6 or 3/4 with the powerful Death Rattle, it's just the Twilight Guardians can't match that.
Not playing around Blinktron. No, I'm kidding. So we got Stan here. It's got a pretty weird hand, to be honest, but...
No. Thais, on the other hand, like Thais' hand is simply amazing. I love it. Like, that's so good. I don't know how that could be any better. He doesn't have any of those burn spells, and the burn spells they tend to be more or less dead cards when you draw them very early on. So it's really cool to be curving out like this, especially when you are kind of ahead. You're the one making plays.
Yeah, interestingly enough, here if he coins the Shredder, his opponent might play around counterspell, right? You might be worried that Owl Owl Dark Ball might not do it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be
the
fun.
coin. Like, Manaworm coin Flame Waker, that would have been like a fine play, but I can understand also giving the coin. It could potentially allow that turn 6 Dr. Boom, for example.
Yeah, well, speaking of getting a pretty good board, this Drake coming down from Stan is gonna be fed to Thais. Of course, Stan has the Owl to counter it if he wants to, but playing it is giving the Mage a lot of tools.
Oh, yeah.
And you're playing from behind.
Wow. That's so scary with the secret. Like, how do you...
Do you just Owl this guy?
I guess he will, yeah. That's pretty heads up. I think he would have kind of gotten wrecked if he played the Drake. He did have the answer to his, the copied Drake in form of the Owl if he kept that, but this works out way better for him.
Coin on... So Manaworm coin Unstable Portal Ping. There we go. Or Coin Shredder or whatever. I think Coin Shredder's gotta be better.
If Manaworm coin Shredder, potentially, or... There's a lot of things he can do here.
Yeah, the thing is, if you keep the Owl... Oh my god, Baron Geddon, hello.
Oh, that cleans up the implosion if it was ever to happen.
Yeah, it
but
also
it
eats
does
up the
damage his own things, and he's ahead on the board right now, so... It's not exactly optimal right now, but I guess it could have been worse. You can't be too sad when you get a big minion like that, big and powerful.
Yeah, what's also interesting is that Thais is fine if a Hellfire hits this board, which, you know, based on the top deck that we're seeing, Stan might opt to do, because Thais keeps the initiative, and that's a really important thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just getting, you know, the opponent just giving you back the play is very important.
It's really hard for Stan Udashi to get the initiative at this point. I guess the Soulfire is kind of somewhat of a tempo play. That might be the way to try to get it going. Just going for the Twilight Drake and the Soulfire. But that's gonna discard a guard, and now he's in danger of losing the value game.
Oh, BGH is discarded. Thais might just slam. No, do you slam Dr. Boom here? Aha! How do you not?
Discard.
Yeah. Here we go. Thais just says, you know what? I'm probably safe.
Yeah, and he's right. Wow. I feel upsetting a decision to be made after seeing that Big Game Hunter get burnt. It was quite an easy one to just play that then.
I hope NL at the end of Thais' name doesn't mean never lucky, because I'm gonna have to contest that in court. Alright, so Thais, he's fine. He's pretty fine. He hasn't won the game yet, but I think as long as he maintains tempo, which he can pretty much every single turn, just outpace his opponent.
Hasn't won the game yet, but he's well on his way.
Yeah. It's looking pretty comfortable. Stan is basically playing the control game, where he just wants to play the combo game, and that can't feel good. You just spend your entire, spells killing things, where you need them to finish off the opponent.
Yeah, this is a little bit disappointing Boombot from Thais, but it could have been worse too. Like, for example, getting a Boombot for 1 on the Drake or on the face would have been even worse. Now he can at least ping off the heal bot.
Thijs is debating whether or not he wants to use his burn on the Drake, and I can see why you'd actually not want to, considering it's a Warlock. And if they get too comfortable, they might, start tapping a lot, and you can abuse that by playing Fireballs and Frostbolts to face.
No, I'm not against like a slow Warlock deck. You want to keep those as long as you can, just to kind of play around Molten Chance. Like once the Moltens come down, then well, you just kill them with direct spells. Against the Malygos Warlock, it's a little bit less important to keep those burn spells for later on, but it still does kind of make sense to try to like stack up that, and maybe like if it picks up another Fireball at 10 mana, just deal that 15 burst. Like how does the Warlock really?
I was gonna say, I kind of like the Fireball and the Drake followed by Geddon. Because you're putting a 7/5 on the board. You're damaging your Shredder by 1, so I guess ultimately you're running into Coil more often than you'd like.
Right.
So that's probably why he opted not to do that.
I mean, Standard Yoshi does have another AoE in his hand, but this might not be the time for it just yet. That Mortal Coil pickup allows him to deal with the Clockwork Gnome so easily if he wants to.
Yeah, I like also, keeping the Shadow Flame for when you go, say, Heal Bot, Abusive Shadow Flame.
Right.
There's a few plays you can make that aren't going to lose you something very important. So it's always nice to be conservative with those. But Thijs has the card draw. Thijs has the damage. He's got everything, basically.
Oh, now he has a Loatheb.
That
he did not have a Loatheb before this, but now he has that.
with the if you trade Shredder plus a 2/1 into the 3/6 and attack with a 3/2 into the Drake, Loatheb Arcane Missiles looks good. I'm not sure if that's a play you'd ever make, or if you'd rather go for the conservative route of just Fireball, Frostbolt trade, and go face for 7.
There's a lot of options here. Let's just see what he leans to. I kind of like Loatheb, I suppose.
Yeah.
You could go for face with the Barber, like if he goes for the Loatheb, then this works too.
Yeah, this works very well. It's a more conservative play, but I think ultimately it gets him enough value from Fireball that he doesn't mind doing it.
Right.
An Owl top deck for Stan would be crazy good. You could deny everything on the board, but then again, the question is, how do I win?
Yeah, how does he turn this around? Like Thijs right now, it looks like he's gonna have, even if he can't win the game with just what's in his hand, eventually he will draw into something like Antonidas. And that Antonidas, he's gonna have a lot of time to do things with it. For 4, that's almost good, but this is where the Geddon...
This is where the Geddon comes in to seal up the board. Oh man. What a good turn for Geddon though.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this.
Stan is like, why does he attack there? Does he have Blizzard? Yeah, guess again. Guess again.
4 mana Baron Geddon.
What to do?
Do you expect to see Loatheb played alongside it, or just, Baron Geddon, Arcane Int, and play it a bit passively?
You can even like spare pot 1 darkness on the Loatheb just to make sure that it doesn't die to a Dark Bomb. Dark Bomb, yeah, I mean it's expensive, but it could still be casted. I like that a lot. I think this really heads up to play the armor plating on the Loatheb. Wow.
Alright, so very good board here for Thijs. He might just get lethal next turn unless Stan picks up something. He's got the chill mod that he has to play. He absolutely has to play it, but what's also good for Thijs is that if he wants to, he can just go for a Flame Cannon, and then Arcane Missiles ping the chill mod, go face for 12, and possibly just win on the back of
It
this.
should be a game here. All he needs is to land one Arcane Missiles on that.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm like, did he need to do that? I mean, he needs to get,
Never mind. Yeah.
Or just is it lethal just by like fireballing there?
No, he's got
fireballing that, right?
Yeah, I think it is. You can just Frostbolt Arcane Missiles afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, like Arcane Missiles and Arcane Missiles and the Frostbolt. Like that's already enough. Yeah.
Yeah, Baron Geddon will seal it up with the extra 2 damage. Assuming you were far away, you still have it.
Yeah.
But he's not even close to far away. He's got way over what he needs.
There's a lot of ways to do it. That's just not gonna miss this one. Just taking 2-0 early lead here.
Yeah, and the Mage gets another game, so it turns out it's actually a pretty sweet deck to bring to the event. Thijs is on a roll. He's on a pretty good RNG roll. Reminds me of a Moz back in the days. It's like every single game he plays, RNG goes his way.
Yeah, but also really well played overall. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm really kind Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the keep on Baron was, you know, until the implosion hit. That was pretty much the best moment.
Yeah, it sure was. There's so much value in it. I'm really impressed by that the Tempo Mage deck. It's looking so good when I watch it in action. It's looking amazing. I don't know how consistent this is. Are we? Is this what we're seeing right now? Like, does it consistently make things like this happen? But it was so convincing. I just don't know. It might be like the new big thing in some sense if it's consistent with.
Yeah, if it comes back in the meta, it seems, because it was there for a while and then it kind of was okay, but then Mech was also a bit better at that time. Mirror match, Druid, Thais, of course, with the Wild Growth.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, like, okay, so both players are playing Druid, but you can look at the Wild Growth to know which one Thais is. He actually missed the Wild Growth in one of the games against the Firebat, but.
Yeah, he got something else there.
He got something else there.
He got something else.
Yeah.
So Stan is gonna be off curve. He's gonna be kind of on curve if he wants to. I mean, I guess you can always play spells to trade up. But he's gonna be a little slower than Thais is at the moment.
Yeah. Thais with the Innervate, and also with the Wild Growth. But he does need something a little bit more than just this. The Big Game Hunter and the Roar are it's really playable for now.
Yeah, not there yet. He's missing a Shredder top deck or Druid of the Fall. The Curse of Druid, the Aspirant that did nothing.
Yeah.
This is where we see Stan go, yeah, I'm gonna silence the Aspirant.
That's an awesome play.
Yeah, it happens so often though in ladder. You have people who are like, oh, I gotta remove his Mana Crystal. And they silence it off, you're like, oh, okay.
I actually had it yesterday when I played it on. I coined it out on. No, I coined it out on turn 1 against the Hunter, and he played a trap into it. Guess what trap it was?
Freezing?
Yes.
Oh my god, you gotta be
mind. I didn't mind at all.
Oh my goodness. Like, I guess the card would be better if it just said you have an extra Mana Crystal as an aura effect.
Yeah.
It would be easier to actually understand if you're a new player, because you can actually figure that when it's dead, it goes away, and when it goes back to the hand, it goes away. But like, as it's worded, it's kind of like really weird. Really.
I mean, it is pretty simple once you like read the text. It's not that hard to understand, but still somehow some people seem to be a little bit confused by it.
Yeah.
Force of Nature.
Yeah, I have to say right now Stan is looking a lot better off than Thais, just because of these draws that Thais is just keeps getting.
Yeah. He has the combo. I mean, it's always nice to have, but it's too early for that. It's way too early. It's just like he needs things to play, and turn 5. No, you don't want to play a Big Game Hunter. You want to play something like Druid of the Claw or Astral Strike.
Stan's just gonna nicely pick up this BGH for free.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Oh,
yeah,
not helpful.
This is what druids do sometimes, though. Like, I think this is the big drawback. We saw the Aspirant, right, doing nothing.
Yeah, 2 Wild Growths and an Aspirant, no card draw. Like, he had Innervate, 2 Wild Growths and an Aspirant. There's 4 cards that just like do nothing on their own, but just give mana. Well, okay, Aspirant is a 2/3 party, but still. Like mana taunts, mana taunts.
Would you play a River Crocolisk though?
Yeah.
So if the answer is no, then Aspirant is often just a dead draw in the mid game.
Yeah.
It's
like
just
you
not gonna do anything.
You really want to draw like a good mix of drawing more cards, like Ancient of Lores and Azure Drakes with your mana cards, and not just like get those and nothing else.
Exactly. So he's Shan's feeling comfortable, you know, and stealthing the Shade. The only way he gets punished is with a Wrath, but even if a Wrath hits, that means no 7 drop from Thais.
Yeah. Oh! Well, it's pretty good. I mean, it might be too late, but it's definitely a card that he needed if he wants to win this one.
Actually, yeah, it very much needed in the fall of Dr. Boom with the combo already established in hand. Could that be enough?
Might be.
It's kind of rough, though.
If he drew one more bad card there, I think there was no way to come back. But now with that, the game is still alive. Anything can happen.
I like Standardashi's Keeper of the Grove into Shade of Naxturn here. Like, it trades away his current board state. I mean, you can always just wipe Hero Power down to 5/5 and keep the Shade fully healthy. So you just keep your 6/4 on the board. Would that be better than Keeper of the Grove and replay another Shade?
Trying to see like what.
You've seen BGH, right? So you're not worried
Yeah.
about your Shade just becoming too big.
That's true. It's not an issue at all. It's also seen one Keeper.
Right.
So you see, yeah, it's kind of tempting to try to potentially keep the Shade alive, but can he do it? It's kind of tough.
You're also discouraging Dr. Boom by having a 7 attack minion on the board.
No, that is also like a worthy consideration. That's the swipe. Yep, he is keeping the Shade.
Alright, here we go. The Shade should be putting in a lot of work because Dice can't remove it unless he picks up a Wrath right now, or he might have to Force of Nature it, he feels. I don't know.
Yeah, even with Wrath, he still has to use his face on it too, and that doesn't feel good. You don't want to take that extra 6.
Alright, here's the play. Shredder and the Shade, and you just combo him down next turn and you win.
It's hard to pass up a Dr. Boom though.
Yeah, it is.
It might be what he needs. It feels pretty bad to play it into the Shade, but...
I mean, Shredder seems to me like it kind of plays into it as well, but you might keep something, whereas if you play Boom, you're pretty much stuck with Boom bots, which could win you the game anyway, so yeah. I don't know. It's a tough call. I just like a 3/3 Shade with the combo. It's basically giving you a total of 19 damage afterwards instead of just the 14 baseline. Yeah. And maybe the extra body from the Shredder could also do that, but the Boom bots could also do the exact same thing.
Definitely a really difficult decision for Thijs here.
Yeah. Do you ever coin out Hero Power here? Do you need your coin for anything? Because I think you kind of have to, really.
He's probably doing some math here, like how much is the combo.
Yeah.
Because next turn it's like 14, as it is, like alone. Then it's an extra 5 from the Shade, so he has 19.
Plus an extra little bit of damage from the Shredder.
From the Shredder, whatever comes out of it.
Ancient of War from Stan.
Wow.
But I don't think he wants to play it here, right? Does he feel like he's dead?
It's a bit weird.
But he has seen his opponent play a very slow game, which means he didn't have any minions for the longest time. Yeah. So you assume there's a combo there, right?
I like this a lot, because he knows that even if there's a combo, this is a play that's gonna keep him alive. And not only that, but he's the one putting pressure on.
So let's assume he goes for a combo play. So you use a Shredder to pop the bear, and then you have the 19 you were looking for earlier. But is that even enough? Probably not. So maybe just Drake, find swipe. Does that help at all?
That's what he's thinking. That was for sure what he was thinking. As a swipe.
Right.
Insane.
Get rid of that Shade. Just be like, yeah, get off the board. Then you can just seal it.
But if he gets anything else but a swipe, it's not that good.
Yeah, like Savage Roar is gonna have to be played, like 100%. Yeah. No questions asked.
Let's see what he gets. Oh!
Ancient of War! Rigged! Pre-recorded! Skamaz! I don't even know what to spam anymore.
Where did Thijs get his Shredders? I'm gonna craft the same ones. Yeah, that's... How do you... Well, you're not playing Ancient of War into that. What are you playing into? Like, through the Ancient of Lore? Lore is also bad.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. I think Lore is still fine, because you could pick up, like... you could pick up almost nothing. I mean, yeah. I was gonna say Wrath for Cycle, but, like, yeah, it almost doesn't help. Because now Thijs gets to play his Dr. Boom. I mean, maybe what Stan wants to do is bait the Master Assassin into trading, right? And then he can play the Ancient of War for full value.
This is insane. Like, again, that was better than Millhouse Manastorm. That was better than Doomsayer. Even Doomsayer could have been silenced. It was like second time in a row. Shredder is pulling Thijs out of trouble in this this tournament.
Yeah, so if Stan decides to go for the Ancient of War, he probably will get rewarded for it. Thijs could find the other Savage War from the Wild Growth, but yeah, it's looking very dangerous.
Yeah, Thijs is still in a bad spot, but that Shredder gave him some hope.
Uh-oh, we're looking at 15 damage from Thijs with just Force of Nature. This is a literal mirror match.
What is it? Oh. He can still Wrath for one, or Wild Growth for the extra draw.
Yeah, he can not only do that, but he can also clean the board and play Dr. Boom on the back end.
That's true. But that would we know that would actually leave him dead to the combo.
No, if he wipes the board, I think he'll be fine.
No wait, yeah, if he
Yeah,
if he wipes everything, he needs to kill everything.
Yeah, and not take a single bit of damage.
And not take anything. Yeah, because Stunner Dashi has 15 damage in his. Well, actually, with the Keeper of the Grove, there is 16. So
yeah, he's dead if he doesn't armor up.
he needs to clear the board, not take any damage doing so, and use the hero power.
He's one off lethal. No, he's got no. Okay, he's one off lethal. Yeah, he's one off lethal right now.
One off. Yeah.
Oh my god, poor Thais. Wait, so if you whatever you do, you have to play Dr. Boom here, right? Unless you go for swipe, and if you go for swipe, then you can armor up and live.
You will lose the game if you
yeah.
There it is.
I can't imagine you would ever not do this.
Yeah, it's true. Like we know that there's exactly 16 damage, but I mean, if you're in Thais' shoes here, that's just like so much better.
Yeah, you can't not play Boom.
It's so much more powerful.
Well, this is gonna give Shan the ability to climb back in the series. He's gonna be 1-2 up against Thais. It's still rough because he's got to win with the Warrior against the Druid, and we know that the matchup isn't exactly as lopsided as some people make it out to be, no matter which archetype you're playing.
It's pretty bad for the Control Warrior. It's so hard because the Druid has the time that it needs to pull off the combo, and as a Warrior, like how do you really keep your life total above that 14? Or maybe even like 20 if there's something like a Shade on the board.
Yeah, Shade and Shredder really carry the Druid forward in the matchup. You only have so many executes.
Shredder is a big deal. I mean, yeah, you could say that Fiery War Axe usually goes 1-for-1 with it, but it...
Yeah, you take 8 damage, man. Like...
Yeah, it's like 8 or 9 damage, because you need to hit it twice and it gets that one attack in between.
Yeah, it almost doesn't count. Because if you're taking damage from the minions... against the Druid, you're pretty much letting them do what they want to do.
Yep. And Wild Growth again, but he doesn't want to get more of those. He got a little bit like flood on the mana last game.
Yeah.
So
Stan has, he's playing Malygos Warlock, trying to get the win with this instead of going for the Warrior.
Alright, I'm liking the hand. That's a really good mix of mana and draw for Thais right now. He should have plenty of time to get those like Drake and Lore played.
So the reasoning obviously behind the Wild Growth is Dark Bomb makes me vulnerable to basically losing my Mana Crystal. But the thing is, because he doesn't have a follow-up, I might have gone for the Darnassus, denying the Warlock the draw and playing Wild Growth afterwards anyway, and letting the Warlock play off curve on 3 instead of going for like a Blackwing tech. Anyway, it's kind of a different line of play, but I think overall they're both pretty solid, because you get to turn 5 anyway with 1 extra mana.
Absolutely. Another Lore. And those Ancient Floors, those are really huge, but speaking of huge things, that Twilight Drake, there's no silence for... Oh! But, how good is it?
It's not that good though, right?
It's actually not that good.
You have to play it, but you're so vulnerable to a clear afterwards.
It's not bad, but it's not as good as you would think at first. You needed 1 extra mana to get the hero power in, because now it's still like all it does is trade 1-for-1 for that. If Stunner Dashi wants to do it, both players paid 4 mana for their minions, even though you would imagine the Keeper counters the Drake. Actually, in this situation, it was just a 1-for-1.
Yeah, but Shredder does counter the 5-4 pretty nicely.
It sure does. But we can see a Stunner Dashi with another one in his hand, so the Shredder, it would not work out that well. But you gotta still play it.
Yeah, there's no way you can't assume you're gonna get countered immediately. I mean, there's Dark Bomb, there's Blackwings, there's Implosion, there's everything, but you still have to play it this way.
That's the best thing Stunner Dashi could have had. Oh, that's devastating.
And this is how Wild Growth was basically cut out of Thais' hand, and suddenly he can't play what he wants.
How did that happen? With 2 Ancient Floors in his hand.
The best and the worst of Shredders today on Star Ladder. I mean, this is basically every possible swing. It's crazy today.
Like the Shredders from DICE today, it's just mind-blowing stuff. Getting the Doomsayer, getting the Patient Assassin, and now getting that Aspirant. Oh wow.
Yeah, that combo though, man. That
picks up an Emperor.
Yeah, pick up an Emperor, pick up an Innervate. You're probably fairly happy. Alright, his curve is very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Stan's got the he's got the Drake with implosions and coils, so like nothing can go really wrong for him.
Nope. It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, no matter what that hit, I think it killed with coil, so he was okay
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
yeah. Even if they rolled that 3, it would have still been good enough with the coil.
Where's my swipe? It's not here.
Thijs with a kind of a nice hand, but will he have enough time? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
He's behind on the board right now, and things might even get worse. Like no matter what he plays here, Steiner Dashi has it fairly well countered. There is no BGH, but he has other ways to remove the boom with his spells and with in combination with the spell power.
Yeah. Well, he picks up the BGH, you know, just helping out here. I got this boom in my sights.
Oh,
I've got the boom in my sights.
I guess that's a good draw.
I think both players drew pretty well, but the RNG Shredder kind of removed Thijs. Like, it cut off some of Thijs' options.
Yeah.
I really like, it seems, the way that the Malygos Warlock's coming out against the Druid. I thought it might be a bit more lopsided for the Druid, but it turns out is the exact opposite so far.
Yeah.
Nothing works.
Really good for Steiner Dashi all the way.
Here we go, another Drake falls down. I mean, if he picks up an Innervate, and Chilma's not played, could he actually just push through? Yeah. Like, if he plays Ancient of War right now, and armors up and pushes face, and Stan just goes for... like, he doesn't go for Chilma, then he could die to double combo.
Wow.
It kind of feels like... I feel like that's what Dice is going to be digging for. Just find the Innervate and then kill the Imp. Yeah, you kill the Imp. The thing is, there's... Wait. 8 damage. You might rat the cycle as well. It's also probably okay.
Yeah, seems fine to me.
So wait.
So Dice now
8.
with that.
Is there lethal?
22.
8 plus. There's 9. Yeah, there's only 17 for Stan right now.
No, I think he has it. He has the abuse.
I don't see. Yeah, but
for 5. Soul 5.
he's missing 2, I think. No. Oh, he's got 2 Drakes. Never mind. I calculated 1 spell damage. He has actually exact lethal here.
Yeah.
I lied. He has exact lethal.
Oh, that's a pretty exciting game.
The beginning of a comeback for Stan. There's a possibility that he just takes this over Thijs, but it's going to be the Warrior versus Druid. We spoke about this a bit. Yeah, Control Warrior is going to have a little bit of a rough road ahead of him.
Yeah. This last matchup right here with the Druid against Warrior. Steiner Dashi is still in trouble, even though he picked up two in a row now.
Yeah.
But it can go either way. Like we have seen that sometimes Druid either draws too much mana or too little mana, because you need those mana. Okay. Well, that's solid. Needs those mana cards, but not only that, but in combination with them.
How scared are you if you're Stan and there was no mulligan on the Druid side?
It's pretty scary.
Like, how scared are you right now?
Really, really scared.
Oh man. Alright, so he's gonna get himself a Shade on Curve into Innervate Emperor Thorson if he wants it. I think there's no reason not to go for it unless you're worried about, you know, execute plays with Cruel Task. Once you see the weapon, you might reconsider, but...
So, turn 1 Wild Growth, turn 2 Shade. Turn 3 Emperor. This is insane.
Yeah. And he's gonna be able to play the Druid Claw on Curve afterwards. Even less in Curve after the Emperor figure. So.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because he gets the discounts, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here's the scary part. If he goes for the Emperor play... Wow, it's getting even better. If he goes for the Emperor play and kills the Acolyte, that's forcing Stan to actually divide his resources.
That's really good play if he kills it here. Yeah, I like it. Like, how do you deal with both?
Yeah.
Like, normally you wanna keep the Shade and Stealth against the Warrior for a long time, but here...
Yeah, there's no execute. There's no execute from Stan. Like, he might just have to go for Bash, trade, and then that's it.
Yeah, you have to remove the Emperor. There's no way you can leave an Emperor up.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel great, but he has to do it.
Alright, the weapon's got 1 charge left, but Druid of the Claw is there to protect the Druid of the Claw.
Look at that!
The Shade. Look at this, man.
This is brutal.
It's only getting worse. Yeah. Do you brawl here? Just like you have to do it and try that. Like hope the Shade stays alive. Uh oh.
Oh.
Disaster. Thijs has got the card draw and the Dr. Boom. The brawl is gone, and Dr. Boom is not contested by anything. It looks like it could be a quick blowout, but there is still a possibility for Sylvanas or Shield Block, Shield Slam to swing this around.
Sylvanas can sometimes make quite powerful things happen, but it might be too late. I mean, there's 9 power on the board, and with just the roar and the swipe, that's 1 damage off lethal. Like right now, he's 1 off.
Dr. Balanced.
Yeah.
Although, do you know there's double brawl, and if you do, does that change your play?
Silence.
Yeah.
Silence is pretty good too.
I think
Just
I
to be
like.
safe.
Yeah, I like sounds plus. I mean, you could swipe face, savage war, pick your poison. Like they kind of all work well, right?
Yeah, I think so too. He can do whatever he wants. Silence seems the safest thing to think, because he might have watched. We saw a double brawl from Stunner Dash in his first match, and I'm sure that Thijs was watching it. So yeah.
For the face. There we go.
Wow. All right.
For the face, or do you trade? I mean, you're exposing yourself to like a cruel task and execute. Do you really care? I mean, 6 to face. You got the Drake. Yeah, I can't imagine you wouldn't just put more pressure after the desperate brawl that you saw.
He's so low on HP. You gotta have to face, I think.
Yeah, YOLO brawl again.
Is there an option?
Shield block, shield slam. Nope, there's none really. Nope, unfortunately for him, there isn't. Would you have gone for cruel task first to kill the 4-1? It'll work out, but it could have been punished a bit, I think.
No.
The punish is gonna be lethal, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And here we go. Thijs is the grand champion of the day. He wins his 2 matches, and he's gonna guarantee to move on to the next phase, which basically guarantees him a spot in the final days of this league.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations to Thijs. Well played, and really it looked like a solid lineup. He just got home from Texas, having been at the Archon team league finals. So I'm sure that he hasn't really practiced all that much. He probably hasn't had the time to really, in particular, to practice for these matches today. But I mean, player like Thijs always prepared, always knows what to bring, capable of playing absolutely anything. And here, 3 solid decks. And every single game that he played just looks pretty flawless.
Yeah, you got good plays combined with some good cards. You know that typically will carry you. Yeah, exactly. You put all the thing together, and you'll usually just get through. So, Firebat's going to be up next against Cypher. They're playing the losers match, and whoever wins that one is going to be playing off against Stan Udashi, which we just saw lose to Thijs. There's a chance that Stan can still make it through, but he has to win his next match. Otherwise, he's out, and that will be it for him. So we'll be taking a short break, guys. 10 minutes. We'll be back after it. So until then, don't go anywhere.